Hello, everybody. Next short ride with the stud, number 114. This is back Continental, 1985. Dick Slater just come on the scene. Bob Armstrong, me and Rob and Jimmy. And Rob turned on Bob Armstrong in a cage match, and we put him out of action. We in this one going to put Scott out of action, and then we're going to be later on as this develops. We're going to have a match with Dick Slater taking Scott Armstrong's place and working with Brad and Steve against the three of us again. So this is from 1985, Dick Slater, Continental Wrestling. Hope you enjoy it.
Take a look to your left and we'll take a look at the monitor and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
There it was. You saw it. Robert Fuller pulled something out of his tights and hit Scott with a foreign object, and brother, that crossed his running light. Scott was out. We made a mistake. We turned our back on the Fuller for just 1 minute, and that was our mistake. And Scott, bless his heart, paid for it.
Boy, one thing, you would never want to turn your back on anybody like this. You know, the Fullers are low-down dogs, too. They're going to take every advantage of what you do. But don't ever turn your back on anybody.
Well, certainly sage advice from Dick Slater, Mr. Electricity himself, saying never turn your back on anybody, and I can certainly understand that. But right now, things do not look too good for the Armstrongs.
Yes, sir. You see, it's taken, the action has gone outside the ring. And when you go outside the ring, outside those ropes, brother, it gets severely dangerous down there. And we're going pretty good. Steve and I are taking care of ourselves. And they're putting Scott on the stretcher. Scott is out. He's been hit with something, like I said, that crossed his running light. And, brother, he is out.
Well, Steve, you have not had much to say during this entire situation, but I know your emotions are running pretty deep.
I'm telling you, man, it just kind of turns my stomach to see this kind of stuff going on, especially when it's your brother, man, when it's somebody that you've grown up with and lived with all your life and love, you know, just, you know, here it goes right here. Look, Jesus.
Golden jumped off the apron. They were carrying Scott back on the stretcher, and he was out helpless, and Golden jumped right off the ring apron onto him on the stretcher. And you'll see right here, he picks him up and pile drives him on the floor. On the floor, brother, and that was it. As if he wasn't out before, he's hurt here.
All right, this was the pile driver, of course, on the concrete floor. And again, the Fullers and Golden continuing to pummel and punish Scott Armstrong. And, well, there's no telling how long he's going to be out of action.
No, sir, there sure isn't. Well, what Scott is completely out here. Stevie's firing back on Jimmy, and I'm trying my best to come up. I'm around the other side of the ring, and I'm trying my best to come around there and help Steve out if I can. But in the meantime, in comes that long, tall drink of water, Ron Fuller. And in comes Robert again. And they're pulling Scott into the ring, and this is where the damage is done right here. Ron picks him up. The man, Scott is helpless. He's out. He's out completely, and Ron picks him up so that his brother Robert can put the toe hold on him, and this is where the injuries came, and we tried our best to fight our way back into that ring, and we was fighting them tooth and nail, brother. The damage was done too quick.
Well, this, of course, the infamous Fuller leg lock. That is achieved international fame, or infamy, if you will, because just nobody gets away from that.
No, sir. Nobody does. And Scott certainly didn't, bless his heart. And his leg is messed up. His knee was blown out real bad. And it might be a few months, excuse me, before he ever comes back to wrestling, bless his heart.
Well, one good thing for sure, we've got Dick Slater here, and we're going to be seeing these men in a six-man tag. And, Dick, congratulations, and thank you for hanging in with the Armstrongs.
It's my pleasure.
Wow, good stuff, man. Way back, a lot of good things going on. We were doing a lot of stuff that had never been done before, and setting records everywhere we went to wrestle. And really appreciate everybody joining us again. Thanks for your nice comments, and we're going to bring you another one.